Hey everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. This is going to be another solo versus squad gameplay video, and it's going to be a voiceover commentary. Now, it's been a while since I've done one of these, so I hope you guys enjoy it because I definitely did. Anyways guys, in this video we're going to be starting off at prison, and for those of you who know me, prison is my hands down favorite spot. Now, the game starts off a little bit slow, but later on in the game there's going to be an epic 3v1 clutch, during which I find a way to almost nearly kill myself with my own grenade. So, be on the lookout for that, but all that and a lot more to come here in a little bit. But first of all, we're going to drop here at prison, and we've got a couple of guys here, and we're going to take care of that situation first. Alright, so we drop here on these warehouses outside of prison. Now, I know that the guys are in the triple stack at this point. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll know that for sure in just a little bit. And the only gun that I've found so far is Pubg Bison. Now, Pubg Bison is, it's not winning any awards, let's just say, for dealing out damage. But it is what it is, and we'll have to make do with what we got. Alright, so not sure what exactly that guy was up to, but it was pretty clear that he didn't have anything on him. Anyways, we've eased the equation up a little bit. It's 3v1 now, but at this point I still have just the Pubg Bison with 50 rounds, and I know for a fact that 50 rounds of Pubg Bison is not going to be enough to knock and finish 3 people. So I'm trying to do a couple of things. First of all, I think about swinging around all the way from the broken wall, and it's one of the reasons why I really like the prison, because it gives you a lot of different angles. But at the same time, I'm going to be giving them some peeks here from these different angles, and let's see what happens now. Alright, easy as you like it. So at this point, my whole plan was really just to swing around and get on the other side and loot these warehouses. So we really just got one of these guys for free, basically. That's the importance of switching your location, especially when you're playing solo versus squad, because that guy was taking TPP and because he thought that I was still in that warehouse. And we just got a kill for free, basically, at that point. Nonetheless, we've made it on to the other side. The equation is now 2v1, but we still need a gun. We're down to 26 rounds of Pubg Bison, but here in this warehouse, we find an AKM, so things are good, and we're really liking our chances now. Alright, so once again, not 100% sure what was going on. I was quite obviously over here, and that guy just decided to come in the middle in the open and start looting his own dead buddy. So, not really sure what was happening. Nonetheless, I decided to push now, and it's the last guy remaining. So, let's see if he can take care of that. Now, I initially decided to jump on top of this roof to try and see if I can catch him off guard here from the top, but I do hear this buggy on top, and that's a little bit worrying because I'm a little afraid that the guy might pop out and catch me from above. So, while I do spend some time here on the roof, I immediately eventually drop back down and try and just get that guy the old-fashioned way, 1v1 on the ground. And with that, we get the fourth guy. I have no idea why I have the Pubg Bison in my hand, because the guy does end up smashing me. So maybe I was just being a little bit overconfident over there, but I probably should have had the AKM in my hand. Nonetheless, that's the first squad down, and from this point on, we're going to be going forward and looking for people. Now, considering the fact that we haven't gotten a whole lot of kills here, what I'm going to be doing now is I'm immediately going to go looking for people, because in order to make content, that's what I need. So what's going to happen is, before the next engagement, and I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes just looking for people, and when I do find those people, you'll notice that I still have my Pubg Bison in my hand. Alright, so at this point I'm going around looking for people. I haven't really gotten a lot of loot. You'll notice that I still have the PP Bison like I said. And I see the drop here, and I immediately take a turn here as I'm going towards it when I hear the buggy, or the Dacia rather. And I'm really hoping that they come and chase me, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to do solo versus squad with a PP Bison with just 44 rounds as well. So I decide to turn here hoping that they will follow me, but they do not. Instead I hear a lot of shots up front, and I'm a little bit worried that they might fight amongst themselves, but it seems like this car is here. And I turn around and take a couple of shots at them, and I'm hoping at this point that they will still respawn and come back to try and kill me, but they don't. They just keep going. And that's one of the things that I've been talking about in some of my other videos as well, that this season, it's been increasingly hard to get a hold of people. And if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, then I was just AFK for a sec, and that's why I was in this container. But what I was saying was, in this particular season, it's just been tremendously hard to get into gunfights and find people, because people just don't seem to want to fight. Anyways, I'm just about to go at this point, and I hear another car, and I'm hoping, hey, maybe I can engage with these guys. And I notice these guys are going away as well. And, you know, as disgusting as it is, I decide to bot fire here because people just don't want to fight. Unless they know that there's a bot there, people just don't want to fight. And I freaking need the loot right now. I still have a PP Bison, and sure enough, these guys decide to turn around and actually fight me because they think I'm a bot at this point. Alright, remember when I said I don't like the PP Bison? This is why. So, halfway through my clip, I stopped shooting the guy because I thought he was dead when he laid down on the grass. But he wasn't dead. Oh my god. Anyways, we've somehow managed to survive, and we've got these two pro bot hunters down. Now, I linger around here for a little bit, hoping that their buddies might show up, but more importantly, what I really need is the loot, because I've just got nothing going for me right now. So I quickly loot these guys up, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I wait around that area for a little bit, hoping that someone else will show up to avenge their buddies, but they don't. Why am I not surprised? Because that was a pro bot hunter team after all. Anyways, I've got some loot, and I've got a lot of shots up here right ahead, and we also noticed a car going in that direction a little bit earlier, so I'm going to go and see what's happening. Now, as I'm coming closer and closer in solo versus squads, I'm not necessarily wanting to show myself unless I have to, and I'm trying to be discreet for as long as I can, just so I can see, well, what's going on, where the people are, and how many people there are. Alright, so at this point we clear a knock and we get this guy. I'm not sure. I guess he didn't hear the first shot that I had with but anyways, the blue is incoming, and at this point I decide to just stay chill here for a little bit. I know there's still people here, and people tend to really panic, especially in these early blues, especially the inexperienced players. So I'm just going to stay here and see if anybody shows up. And we make short work of these two guys, and we're going to quickly loot up, and we're going to be on our way here in a little bit. So at this point, we've got a decent chunk of loot, and we've also got a decent bit of kills, but there's still 16 people alive. That means there's still a lot of people to be had. So I go ahead and start looking for more people, and I figure, hey, why not just go to the drop, because there might be people there. And this is what I was talking about in the intro. I'm going to be going towards this drop, and I'm going to have a surprise party waiting for me. Alright, so I see at least a couple of guys back there, and I immediately change directions. Oh my god, there is a guy right there. I can see his gun glitching through the wall. Alright, so let's really quickly talk about what exactly happened here. I was casually strolling towards the drop, and as soon as I got close enough, I noticed that there was a dossier there, and I saw at least a couple of guys laying in the grass over there. Now, it was completely open, so there was no way that I could stop there, so I decided to head towards the nearest form of cover, and also maybe get a height advantage, because I did have the AWM, so I was thinking, hey, maybe I can snipe them down from there. So I came towards this Pentagon, and as soon as I came to the Pentagon and popped out of the car, I immediately heard a sniper shot coming straight from within the Pentagon. So I'm sitting there, I'm trying to heal myself, and there is a guy who's standing right on top of me in the Pentagon, and I have no idea why he didn't shoot me, but he seemed pretty damn content in just staying inside. Now, just to get rid of that guy, as you saw, it took a molly and 2 grenades. So my throwable game is not that great at the moment. So let's just really quickly also talk about that grenade that ricocheted back towards me. Now, when you're playing solo versus squad, you want to use your throwables to maximum advantage. And when I knocked one of those guys, I was thinking, hey, let me chuck a grenade there just so I can also get maybe some damage on his buddy to help me out. And instead, that grenade came back, ricocheted, and almost nearly would have taken me out if I would have stood on the same spot. So anyways, we got lucky and we clutched those 3 guys out. I don't know where the last guy of that squad is, but as I was about to head out, I heard some shots here on the same hill, so I'm gonna come out here and let's just really quickly investigate what's happening. Alright, so that's 2 more for the road. I think I caught them with their hands in the cookie jar. I think they were looting or just being very casual. Anyways, I've got 2 more and I've got to get to the zone, so I immediately just head back to my car and we're going to be heading towards the zone and maybe hopefully finding some cover. Alright, so I'm in the zone now, and I'm looking for some cover, and I decide to stop at these houses here. And as soon as I decide to stop here, you'll notice that I hear a car passing by. Alright. Now, if you guys enjoyed that little IQ play there as much as I did, be sure to smash that like button. And hey, let me know if you guys have actually got somebody like that as well. I've been using a lot of these IQ plays, and I've got a lot of videos hopefully to show you guys as well where I've been doing stuff like that. And I've really been enjoying this new event and all the fun little stuff that you can do. So yeah, hey, let me know if you guys have done something like that and things of that nature. Alright, so there's just 4 more people left, and this is where it all starts going wrong, and this was a really frustrating day for me, the way that I died. Now, I got on this roof just to get an overlook and see if there's anybody else that I can spot, and very soon I will spot those guys, and I get into a sniper versus sniper battle where I actually lose with my AWM to a guy with an M24, and that was just devastating, and you'll see that in a second, and I'm gonna leave that in there. I could have edited it out, but I'm gonna leave that in there anyways, just to let you guys see, because this is where I am. And after this game, I was so frustrated that I actually went and worked a lot on my sensitivities, and I feel like I'm a much better sniper now. But I'm definitely going to leave this in there just to show you guys that, hey, my sniping is a work in progress, and, you know, no matter how good you get, there's always more and more you can do. I'm definitely getting close, and I'm trying my best, and obviously I'm trying different things, so it's not that it's completely without reason as to what I'm doing. I'm trying to poke at different spots, I'm trying to poke from different angles to try and get the jump on him, but my sensitivities in this game were just absolutely broken. I am a GYRO player, by the way, as you guys know, so sniping can be a little bit tricky, especially when you're using extremely high sensitivities. Now, like I said, after this game, I was so frustrated that I decided to redo a lot of my sensitivities for my 6x and 8x and so on and so forth. So hopefully in the future, you will see a much better demonstration of sniping as well. Alright, so that was obviously a very abysmal display of sniping from me, and I get that, alright? But I also want to really quickly talk about some critical things here, and that is the strategy side of things. Me trying to get that guy at that point in time was probably a stupid decision if you think about it, right? Because I'd already seen that there were 2 people there. I knew that there were at least 2 people there. So let's say if I do manage to finally knock him, right? Instead of him killing me, I knock him. Well, what exactly does that accomplish? It accomplishes nothing. Because as soon as I knock him, his buddy's going to start a rev on him, and they're going to be back up to 2. In the meantime, they've managed to not only clear my vest, but they've also got my helmet. So that's a point in time where yes, you want to be a better sniper than me, for sure. But if that's the sort of situation, and if you're really trying to win, then you have to make rational decisions and consider what your options are. Okay? Now, making the right decision, especially in clutch moments towards the end of the game, that requires muscle memory. That requires a repetition, and that's something that I'm working on and improving every single game for myself as well. But anyways, coming back to this example, what could I have done differently? Well, okay, so there's a couple of options, right? First of all, I could have just sat in my car and I could have directly pushed them and taken sniping out of the equation entirely, right? It's not something that I'm great at. So by pushing that compound immediately, I can bring that engagement down to a CQC situation, which is something that I'm actually good at. Now, I understand that it's 2v1, but obviously I signed up for that when I started playing solo versus squad, so that's not an excuse there. But anyways, what else could I have done? Well, if you look at the circle, if you look at the zone, and so on and so forth, there was still a lot of time, and I could have just let the battle simmer, right? I could have, after the first few shots were traded, once I realized the guy's a little bit better than myself at sniping, I could have just stayed down and just see what happens, right? There was still another person alive. There was still some more zones to be had. So I could have just waited and let the game go on and see if there's something different, right? There could have been a situation, for example, where the zone ends up favoring me and they now have to come towards me in their car. Maybe they don't have a car, right? So what happens then? There might have been a situation where the zone doesn't favor me and I have to go towards them, in which case it kind of becomes scenario A, right? Where I have to sit in a car, I have to push them, and I have to change that engagement into a CQC battle, which once again, I'm far better at. So anyways, there's always options and there's always things to be done. It's not always clear exactly what the right move is in the middle of an engagement, but you know, I like to exercise thinking about these things after the battle is over, after the game is over, because that's what really makes you a better player from one game to another. Anyways guys, that's all I had for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider dropping a like and subbing to the channel as well to stay in touch with all of my latest content. With that said guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.